We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece, episode 52, year 2. Today we're going to talk about, well, the world, the Trump debates, the vice presidential debates, the NBA finals, the baseball playoff, an incredible tennis match that I'm watching right now that's in the 5th set, plus all the poker challenges going around and all the bullshit that goes with it. Stay tuned. The Mouthpiece is next. What up? What up? How's it going, everybody? Sorry I missed you last week. Blame that on my man Danny, who said he wasn't leaving town for 6 months, and then all of a sudden you said, "Oh, I told you I'm out of town. Ho, ho, ho." So here we are. I really wanted to get back with you guys last week. Since our last podcast 2 weeks ago, Trump has gotten COVID. Trump has bombed on the debate. And then Pence looked phenomenal in his debate versus that woman that I don't like very much, Kamala. And so that was pretty good for him. It's pretty obvious that the polls are just lies, because why else is Biden going around the country, going everywhere and everywhere if he's up by 14 points and he's up by all these gazillion points? A new poll came out yesterday, shows Trump down 2 in Florida, down. I mean, just like every place where they had Biden up 10 a week ago is now 2. So it's going to be interesting. I can't wait for the election to be over. And all you poor people that have children that are stuck at home because of the Democrats crying, "It's not safe, I can't send my kids to school." All the schools will be open the week after the election, so you'll all be able to have a normal life after that. The NBA finals tonight, 3-1. My Lakers. It's normally I'd be so excited, but LeBron's divisive politics over the last 2 months has kind of made me disdain him as a human being. I know he's done a lot of good things, but he's very uneducated and very uninformed, and pushing left-wing policies on the country where 50% of their fan base doesn't believe in what he's pushing. That's just not right. And speaking of LeBron, I don't know if anybody out there, if you noticed today, the Chinese Communist Party has decided to allow Game 5 of the NBA Finals to be broadcast in China, citing the NBA's commitment to helping stop COVID-19. No, they're allowing the NBA Finals Game 5 to be shown in China because the fucking piece of shit NBA, who's in bed with China, has done everything they could to sow political discourse in this country so they could get Trump out of office, so they could save their $5 trillion and probably put about $4 billion in corrupt LeBron and the NBA's pocket. They don't give a fuck about COVID. They don't give a fuck about nothing. They're rewarding the NBA for doing what they told them to do. And if Mark Cuban doesn't believe what I'm saying, he could come on my show and prove me otherwise. He knows it. They all know it. Adam Silver's not stupid. Okay. Now all of a sudden he come out yesterday. There will be no Black Lives Matter or no social justice on anybody's uniform in 2021. No shit, because the election will be over, you fucking clown. What a fucking asshole. Anyways, but I am a diehard Laker fan. It's been really weird. Like, I find myself like rooting against them sometimes during these playoffs. I've never in my life thought that could ever happen. But you know, when you get committed to a certain way in your life that you believe is correct, and you have sports people trying to get involved with your life and tell you what you believe is wrong, it's very disheartening. I mean, if I want to watch, it's like I got a friend, I don't want to name him, but he has courtside seats to the Milwaukee Bucks games, right? And he pays $8,800 a ticket for this whole season. And with Giannis Antetokounmpo, you know, they wanted to raise the courtside seats to $20,000 a ticket next year. Well, when the Lakers, when the Bucks were down 2-0 to Miami early, I said, "Oh, you must be upset." He says, "Nah." He goes, "I hope they lose." Here's a guy, diehard Milwaukee Buck fan. He goes, "If I want to watch politics, I'll turn on Fox or CNN. I don't need to hear politics from a team I spend $8,800 a ticket for." Well, it's kind of the way I feel. So it's wow, Djokovic just broke Tsitsipas in the fifth set to go up 2-1. This is amazing. It's on DirecTV 220 if anybody out there's watching this live and they like watching good tennis. They're in the fifth set. So, you know, it's kind of the way I feel too, especially in a politically charged year with the election and stuff. I don't know, people who watch me, listen to me, and notice I've been very careful of what I tweet. I'm trying to keep politics a little bit out of you know, my Twitter feed. You know, when I see a lot of poker players tweet some complete anti-Trump bullshit that they don't believe in, or that they read off the thing, I haven't answered them. I noticed Daniel's done the same. He's pretty much been real mellow with it, and that's the way it should be. We don't. You know, the only reason why I was so politically charged in 2016 is because, you know, when you have people who have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers and spewing out Trump is Hitler bullshit, you know, I had to answer that. Now, you know, let's go back to the debate. Was 10 days ago, 11 days ago. Actually, it was more, 11 days ago. I felt that Trump attacking Biden was good in the first 5 minutes. After that, he made a fool of himself, consistently interrupting Biden. Now, Biden also made a fool of himself, calling the president of the United States a racist, a clown, and a shut up man. I mean, you don't treat the president of the United States like that. Now, with that said, I mean, as much as Trump I thought was rude as can be, consistently interrupting him, Trump never called Biden any names. It just goes to show you how the left disrespects the office of the presidency. So with that said, I thought that debate was close to even on the issues. Actually, Trump was very forthright on the issues, but he destroyed that with his consistent interrupting and badgering him. And the thing is I know that Biden's brain dead with dementia. I know that they're going to put that fucking piece of dirt Kamala Harris in office as soon as, if they were to win the election. It's looking, I don't look at polls, but from what I'm read into what's going on, it's going to be an election that's going to be decided in the courts. And then, you know, we just kind of switch back a little bit to that. And so right after that, you know, came the COVID diagnosis. And of course, the left runs with it and trying to, oh, well, Trump doesn't wear a mask and Trump's not safe and blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, they're having the biggest outbreak in France and Europe and Britain right now, which is 10 times, in Spain, which is like 10 times bigger than the first outbreak. They're all wearing masks and social distancing and have much stricter laws than us. Is that Trump's fault too? Not exactly. It's not Trump's fault. So, I was telling people the other day, we were talking. I'm like, listen, if you want to say Trump's been a bad leader, that's fine. During the COVID, I thought he didn't address the American people who were very scared at the time, and a leader would have comforted them, and he didn't show that. So if you want to say you don't like Trump for that, that's fine. But you're a straight out moron partisan if you want to blame Trump for one death in the United States. You're just I don't want to hear it. You can say all you want, that he didn't, I wasn't a good leader and maybe he doesn't deserve 4 more years because of it. But if you want to say that 200,000 dead and it's Trump's fault, you're just a partisan ass fuck that has no right even opening your mouth. So that's my opinion of that. Let's see what else has been going on. They had the vice presidential debates. And again, I'm very honest. I thought Trump did a terrible job in the debate. And because of that, he lost the debate, even though he probably would have won the debate if he wasn't such a rude, inconsiderate human being. But that's just, he's a fighter and he's upset. He gets upset, he voices his opinion. But even with that, he never called Biden any names. Biden called him like I said, a racist, shut up man, and a clown. It's just, there's two sides to every story. Don't look at what the news is just telling you. But with that said, I thought Trump hurt himself in the debate. In the vice presidential debate, I thought me and Mac Lance, a fellow poker player, you guys probably all know, he's been on the show a couple times. He hit it right on the mark. He said, I thought Trump would wipe Biden clean on the debate, and I thought Harris would wipe Pence on the vice presidential debate. He goes, I was wrong on both, and at least he's voting for Biden. So anybody who thinks that Kamala didn't get her ass handed to her in the debate, you're just a partisan, okay? She got exposed, just like she was exposed in the primary, which why she was the first to drop out, because everybody knows that everything she says is full of shit, and she'll do anything for political power. Now, that's one of the main reasons, beside the fact that I am a Trump supporter, even though there's a lot of things he's done I don't like, but why I could never vote for the Democrats is I know that if I'm wrong, I'm going to lose 10,000. I bet 10,000 that Joe will not be president 1 year if he was to win the election after inauguration. And I also took 20 to 1 for 1,000 that he won't even be the one being inaugurated if he was to win the election on January 20th. So 21st. So I put my money where my mouth is. I know what the hoax are pulling on the American people with Joe Biden. I know that I just know. I've seen enough. The guy is just not there, So anyways, I'm going to try not to talk that much more about politics, but 27 days to the election and we can all go on with our lives. COVID won't be a factor anymore. You won't hear about it anywhere on the news anymore. If Biden wins, if Trump wins, there's nothing to say either. So, because it'll all be a positive outlook for the country. So anyways, that's what's going on with that. Now, in the poker world, a lot of things, Phil's beaten Antonio now twice. And of course, all the people who make fun of Phil just consistently say how bad he is and all he does is win. Now, is he unorthodox? Yes. I played a lot with Phil during Corona, and there's a lot of things I don't like about his game. So I understand where people want to say things about Phil. But, with that said, people don't see the big picture. He'll show weakness, like you could run him over, and then he'll come back with big bluffs, where he gets Antonio to lay down trips, and then goes on to win that first match. You know, you got to see the things that you're not looking at. During COVID, I got in a big zone where I was playing the highest level of my life, and I told Phil, you know, I go, right now I'm a better player than you, and he went crazy. You know, you think I go, no, Phil, I did not say I'm a better player than you, even though I think I am, but I'm not going to say that, though. Don't tell him, okay? But like right now,
I've lost once.
Oh, you have, Phil, once. That's it. So but when I was in that zone, I was a better player than him. I'm not in that zone anymore because I've been kicked out of every private game I played in for winning too much. So I haven't really been playing, not much to no limit. But when I was playing every day, especially the first 3 months of COVID, I proved to myself how good I could play again. And during that time, I was better than Phil. I was better than I would have took on anybody in the world during that 3-month period. My confidence was high. Every bluff I made was, I bluffed like 34 out of 35 successful bluffs at one point. I really got in the zone. I used my image to attack, and it was a good feeling. I never thought I could play at that high level again, and I proved it even during the World Series. Even all the events I played, I cashed 12 of 24. I finished 10th twice. Once I make a play that I thought the guy can't call me. I knew he was weak, and he called me. And if I hold that hand, the Ace 5 King 10, I probably go on and win that tournament. A guy shipped the 7-3 against my Ace 10. If I hold that hand, I'm going to have 20 big blinds with 9 people left. Average chip stack was 18 bigs, and I would have probably finished top 5 with a chance to win that tournament. So, and anybody who watched me play, they'll say, "Oh, how tight I was." But they, I look back at that Global Poker Championship, and you watch how good I used my image to. I think I stole like 9 out of 10 pots or 10 or whatever. I think only one time I gave away like 48,000, but my timing was great. My image was good, and I really liked the way I played. So, what are you doing, Gizmo? Remember the 6-month-old? My 6-month-old. You guys remember when he was a kitten? When I first got him, he was just a baby when we were doing those tournaments at the World Series. So he's getting big. He's a terrorist. He's a fluffy terrorist. You're a fluffy terrorist? He likes to play with these little caps to my drinks all over. Anyway, so that's what's going on with that. Now, let's go back to my home game. If you're listening to the podcast and you haven't played in my home game yet and you want to join my home game, email mouthpoker@yahoo.com, mouthpoker@yahoo.com. Receive an extra $100 in chips for $200 deposit. So we're playing 1-2 no limit, 2-4 no limit, 1-2 PLO, 2-4 PLO, and a 4-8 Omaha 8 with a third kill to 6-12. Wow. Djokovic has opened up a 5-1 lead on Tsitsipas in the 5th set. Pretty amazing. Anyways, sorry about that. So, if you want to play my home game, mouthpoker@yahoo.com. Receive $100 in chips extra for $200 initial deposit. And I play in my home game between 2 to 4 hours a day. I try and Zoom once a week. Lately, it's been a little bit slow, but I'm going to try and keep this afloat as long as I can for my fans. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So, I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it for my fans who love to play with me. And hopefully, if you haven't joined my home game and you want to play small limits, email mouthpoker@yahoo.com. So let's see. We've touched on the presidential debate, vice presidential debates, the NBA Finals Game 5 tonight. You got to give Miami a lot of credit. They're down 3-1. They just don't have the horses. I don't know if Dragic was healthy and Bam Adebayo was healthy. I still don't think they'd have enough horses, but I thought the Lakers were going to win in 6. Looking now like it's going to be 5. But don't count Miami out tonight. This team plays hard. I would never lay the points. How do I know? Last week, I lost my pick of the week, and we are now 2-2 through 4 weeks. Both of my losses were pretty heartbreaking. The one was Atlanta against Chicago 2 weeks ago, led by 16 with 6 minutes to go, and found a way to lose. Last week's pick was the Miami Dolphins +6, and I tweeted it out because we didn't have my podcast last week. And Miami had that game covered the entire game pretty much. I tell people, that game was decided when there was a 1-point game going 29 seconds to go in the half. And Seattle had one timeout left. I just figured they're just going to take a knee, go to halftime. And I think Miami did too, because then they threw a deep pass, and that's why Tsitsipas is getting killed. So, I got to call you back. He's injured. That's why he's limping. I saw him get injured at the end of the 4th set, but he looks like he's on life support now. He just double faulted on his serve. So yeah, he's pretty toast. So on my pick of the week, and then they went and threw a 70-yard bomb on the first play, and the guy was wide open, and then they ended up, Tsitsipas can't even walk. They scored a touchdown with like 20 seconds to go in the half to go up by 9, and that was pretty much the game. But Miami was right there, and it's been kind of like the story. I'm glad I really don't bet. I've been betting my best picks. That's it. So I'm 2-2. And I've been betting like 500 or 1,000 on it for fun. But that's about it. So I've been looking at the games this week, and I have really been kicking around which game I want to go with. I'm done with the Atlanta Falcons. They're pathetic. And I think the bookmakers are pretty done with them too. They got them 2.5 at home against Carolina, who's 2-2, and has looked pretty good. So the two that I really been looking at is Miami again +8.5, or the Redskins at home +7.5. I probably should go with Miami, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go with the Redskins changing quarterbacks. They're going with Kyle Allen this week. They've benched Haskins, who's looked terrible. It's a West Coast to East Coast road trip for the Rams. This is the 3rd time in 2 weeks they've gone west to east, laying more than a touchdown, 7.5 on the road. Even though with no fans, I'm going to take the Washington Redskins, who basically are a half a game out of the division at 1-3. Philadelphia leads the division at 1-2-1. I'm going to go with them +7.5 as my pick of the week. Bing! So, there it is, you guys. Washington +7.5 is my pick of the week against the LA Rams at home. I'm going to end up betting $1,000 on them. That's what I do every week with the game I like the most. And usually when I pick a game I like the most, I usually have a good season. Last year wasn't so good. This year we started off 2-0. Now we're down to 2-2. Overall in my league this year, I'm a putrid 8-32 2 or something like that. I mean, I just lose every game I pick. But on my best picks, I'm 2-2, and the 2 losses have been pretty unfortunate. So, yeah, that's that's kind of where I'm leaning towards. I think you can't really get close to the Tennessee game with everything they've been through for 2 weeks with the COVID. The line makers are begging you to bet on Tennessee. Buffalo's for real. Josh Allen looks fantastic. The NFL has been interesting this year. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched much of it because my sleep schedule was fucked up. I finally got it right. Woke up at 7:30 this morning. I finally got my sleep schedule normal. I'm going to try and keep it that way, so I'll be able to watch a lot of the games this week. So we'll see what happens with that. So my pick of the week, Washington plus 7.5 against the Rams. I was more confident in Miami last week than I am in Washington, but I like them. I don't think the Rams are good enough to lay more than a touchdown on the road. They're 3-1, but I mean, look who they beat. I mean, I just don't think they're that good. Defense is good. I think the change of quarterback will energize Washington. I think Rams win in a very, very, very close game. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's open up the phone lines.
The Mouthpiece.
If you'd like to take part in our phone call segment, you can give us a call at 702-329-0480. And if you're a snowflake or a pussy and you don't want to talk to me, you can email me at mouthpiecepodcast@gmail.com. Also, follow me at the Mouth Matiso on Twitter for times that our call-in segment will be live. All right. Phone lines are open, 702-329-0480, 702-329-0480. Give me a call. What do you want to talk about? I'm here. We can talk about anything you want. Football, baseball, poker, whatever you want. We talk about my cat. See, he brings me this little mouse. See how he gets excited? And I throw it to him. Are you watching, you guys? And he plays fetch. Watch this. Ready? And then he runs, and watch, in about a minute, no, less than 30 seconds, he's going to be back on this countertop right here, and the mouse is going to be right here. Watch. See, I have the only, I'm going to start videoing this. I have the only cat in America that plays fetch. And he does it only with this particular mouse, the white, green, and pink one. Where is it?
He tried to drop it, but it fell off the desk.
Oh, he dropped it and it fell off the desk? Where is it? Come on, man. Don't make me look bad. All right, well, he'll be back up. He'll be back up with it. That was pretty good to watch. That sucks. Where is it? You got it in your mouth? He has it in his mouth. He dropped it. There we go. 702-329-0480. The mouse is back, as you could see. Look how smart this cat is. Watch. So I'm going to throw it. He'll be back soon. Will we miss a call? Yo, welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
Yo, Mike, what's going on, mate?
What's up, my man? Who's this?
This is Warren, mate, from Toronto.
Hey, how's it going, man? Good place, Toronto.
Have you been to Toronto, mate?
I have. Before they kicked me out of Canada, they told me I was criminally inadmissible in 2011 after I had been going there for I don't know how many years, because when I got set up in 2004 and I had this felony against me in 2004, they decided to wait 7 years, and they brought it. And then they.
So, Mike, I have an interesting question for you. Like, I'm not even sure if this is appropriate to ask.
Sure, anything's fine.
So, I've been having some problems with like, and I'm curious what you do, like, from a poker standpoint. So, I take a shit very often these days.
All right.
maybe like about 3 or 4 times these days. And what happened is like I was playing a poker tournament, and I really had to go, but
Yeah.
I'm not, and I had like maybe like 7 big blinds left.
Yeah. Well, don't you?
So what do you do?
Well, I have a backup plan. Like that's why I have an iPad, and then I take the iPad and I log into my iPad.
No, it's a live poker tournament, mate.
Oh, a live poker tournament? Oh, I
Yeah.
fucking just move all in, and pray to God I fucking double up, and then I run to the bathroom. What else you gonna do?
So,
You gonna unless you could fucking go real quick and blow off like 2 rounds of blinds and come back with 5 big blinds. I mean, those are your 2 choices.
so you rather, well, like, I mean, say you're having a bad run of cards, right? What do you do then?
Well, you just fucking
I
move
mean,
all in.
if I
Move
ship
all
it
in
in
and
with,
hope you
like-
get in. You know, hope it works out. I think it's pretty funny if you ask me. I've been in that spot, but I've been in that spot in a cash game. I've been in that spot in a tournament. I shouldn't even say that. I've been in my spot in the tournament before, and I basically, well, that's why I have my scooter. So I fly about 40 miles an hour, or as fast as my scooter can go, and then I rush back, and sometimes I only miss 3 or 4 blinds or 3 or 4 hands. You know, I just say run and pray. It's a run and pray method, man.
Okay, so I just gotta practice like taking a shit real quick. Then is what.
Yeah,
you're
or try taking one before you go and play a poker tournament. That's what I usually do. You know, take an enema, take a shit, and then fucking go to your tournament. So
But this was like the problem is like I was in the money at the time, so it was like and like up top first place was like about $9,000.
yeah, that sucks.
So
man.
it was like a fair chunk of change. So
What'd
I
you end
didn't
up
really
doing?
wanna just-
What'd you end up doing?
I ended up taking a shit, and I came back, and I only had 3 big blinds left.
Oh.
And
See,
yeah,
that's why I said I just would have moved all in dark a couple times and hope you got lucky. You know, I think that would have been a better method. He keeps bringing it back
Okay.
to me.
So I'll keep that in mind next time, mate.
Yeah, you got it, man. Hey, I appreciate the call, man. Take care.
All right, thanks a lot, mate.
You're welcome. All right, peace. All right. It's right there. Right there. He doesn't see it. Show him. Gizmo. It's right there. It's right there. See it? He's so stupid. You grab his little fucking thing for him. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. It's Mike.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? Matt here from Pennsylvania.
What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. A couple of things for you. First of all, I got to say, as far as the last caller goes, I agree with you 100%. You just go all in and pray to double up. But if you don't, either way, you can just go and take your shit. So,
Yeah, that's probably better off than coming back with 3 big blinds. I mean, you know, you can move in. You could have 8-4 offsuit. And you remember, you can move all in. Nobody calls. And now all of a sudden you might lose 2 rounds, you know? I don't know. I'm with you.
big blinds. I would just, if I came back with 3 big blinds, you might as well just flush the chips down the toilet.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what I felt.
Hey, when's the next decent sized online buy-in tournament you're going to stream for us?
I'm hoping to start streaming this week. I'm gonna probably stream Sunday. See what's going on. I don't know.
Is there a good tournament on Sunday?
I might just jump in. Let's see what's going on WSOP. I actually love streaming tournaments. They're fun, but I was struggling for a while with severe pain. I've been out of pain for a couple weeks, and I literally have my massage therapist coming over as soon as I'm done with the podcast today. And
Is there any WPT tournaments going online?
There is, but only you can't play them in Nevada, which is kind of stupid. Like, why is the WPT not running events in Las Vegas. Usually they have 2 to 3
That doesn't
events.
make any sense because
Yeah.
the World Series of Poker you could play
Yeah.
in Nevada.
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit, you know. But honestly, like they call people WPT champions by winning an online event. I mean, online poker isn't even anything close to real poker. I mean, it's just
I miss
not.
poker, man. I'll tell you what. I miss, it's different. You know, the whole point of playing poker is to sit there and read
I think
people and know what's
you're
going
playing
on.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But,
It's I could pull off a lot more bluffs playing live than I can online. I mean, online you just kind of go with your instincts, and then, but it's
You had some pretty good instincts the last couple tournaments you were in, though. I did know you played a couple good bluffs.
No, I played great. When I'm playing well, I love my game. I think my game's great. But it's it's tough to play at a high level for a long period of time. I had a 3-month period, and where I was just in the zone, and it felt good. I never thought I could get to a zone and play at that high a level for such a long period of time. It was about 3 months straight, and then my good buddy...
Well, you have natural instincts.
Yeah.
You're good at that. I mean, you've been playing poker for 150 years, like tell me, so you guys know what you're doing.
Exactly. And the truth of the matter is like, and I blame Phil a little bit for it, but, I was winning so much money and I was doing so well, and like Phil and his buddies are all like, stop Mike from winning at all costs. He's winning too much, And then they restricted my buy-ins. So instead of being able to buy in 4,000 or 5,000, I could only buy in a 20-40 game, 1,000 or 20,000. So what's
the as far as the poker tournaments you can play online in Nevada right now? What is the biggest buy-in you could buy in right now?
I mean, they got like $200, $300 buy-ins every day on WSOP.com. I'm not sure they have some on America's Card Room also. I was going to open up and actually see what's going on. Let me open up WSOP and see what's going on here.
Because I love watching you play, because I like watching the cards come and seeing what the cards you got and seeing kind of what moves you make. It's very it's almost like instructional, like you're I'm kind of learning as I watch you play.
Well, when I've played well, and you could pretty much know the tournaments I've played well in, and I had no problem telling people, when I give away a tournament, it's like I know when I play bad. You know what I mean? I know every hand I play bad. I mean, there was many a tournament.
Oh, that one tournament where you were like one spot away from the final table. I was so pissed when you got knocked out. I wanted you to make the final table so bad.
I could have made the final table, and I should have. It would have been better for me. It'd have been better. But I just felt that the guy I was playing against, I thought he was weak, and I didn't think he would call a shove by me. He knew who I was, and he tanked for a while before calling, and it was like 30% of a stack, and I just didn't feel like he needed to risk it. I thought it was a good move on my part. After the tournament was over, again, I mean, hindsight's 20/20, but I rethought my situation, and it was a mistake. You know what I'm saying? And
how about when that what was it? I'm trying to think if it wasn't the main event, but it was like a tournament midway through the series. You played for like a good 5 hours. You were like right there towards the end.
Yeah,
and, I watched the
think
whole
I finished
time,
like
and I was
17th
so mad.
in that one, or so. I got to the last two tables, or maybe it was 27th. Yeah, that's right. It was 20. I finished 25th out of like 2,100 people.
I think you and Daniel were on the same table at one point.
Yeah, we both were. It's funny, like we were both really deep. Even like that last one, I finished 10th. He got 9th. I mean, you just gotta.
You can't tell me you can't tell me, like, okay, I know these are online poker tournaments, but it's definitely not a coincidence that you and Daniel and players like you guys make it to the end.
No.
There's got to be some skill involved, even online.
I mean, I play like most of these people play like 50 tournaments a week. I haven't played 50 tournaments online in my whole life. So, I mean, I went 12 for 24 in the WSOP events. And, I mean, even at the World Series the last 3 years, I mean, overall now I think I've got 22 of caches of 59 events with 6 final tables. I don't play many tournaments. I'm just good.
You've been playing some pretty good poker.
Yeah. No, I'm just good at what I don't need to do simulations, and I don't need GTO, and I don't need all that shit to tell me what to do.
That's bullshit. That GTO bullshit.
I mean, GTO is good for people who have no poker skills. I mean, if you're not a skilled poker player and you learn 100% GTO and you memorize it, you're going to be a winning poker player. But you're not.
Yeah, but you know what, Paul? If you're a poker player worth any salt, you should, or rather, if you're a poker player who doesn't know anything, I mean, it's your money. Do what you want, but you have no business playing at $25K buy an event. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, but you know, I'd rather be a person who's got God-given talent that is great with instincts and feel than a person that plays straight GTO and moves in based on what the charts tell them to do. That's not a poker player. I agree
100%.
And that's
I agree with you 100%
and that's kind of what
that.
Daniel's fighting with Doug Polk right now over their head-up match about being able to see if you could go over charts and what charts pre-flop. I mean, everybody's going to play. Well, that's not poker, you know. So like I tweeted out today. I go, why don't you two babies quit fucking throwing little hissy fits about your head-up match online and just do what Phil and Daniel and Antonio did. Just go play head-up for $400,000 or $500,000. You know what I mean? Go play.
And that would be exciting too because you could see them live.
And there's going to be a lot of shit talking. You know what I'm saying? They hate each other's guts, so they can fucking call each other names in person. Like, what is putting $1 million on WSOP.com do for anybody except make WSOP.com richer? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I mean, I originally felt that their head-up match had to be on GG Poker because that was going to be part of the deal where Daniel could, because he could promote the site that he's working for. But Doug was against that. So I don't see why Daniel even has the match with him. Like, if they want to have a head-up grub match, do it head-up on Poker Go Live, like Phil and Antonio did.
I think Daniel's just doing a charity case for him because what has Doug Polk done the last couple of years in poker? Jack shit.
Well, the thing is I told Daniel, why are you giving in to this clown? I mean, all he's doing it for is clicks. All he does is destroy people online for clicks. It's all about promoting his shit and making up shit about people to make himself look good. And I used to really like Doug. I lost a lot of respect for him because like when Phil had a piece of me a year ago August, so about 14 months ago in 50-100 game at Live at the Bike, he accused me of cheating. He's like, oh, Mike tells Phil out loud he threw away 2 spades. So Phil, I'm like, give me a break. Phil's hand was already in the muck, right? And it just so
I know, he's an idiot.
Well, I mean, just to even insinuate shit like that, I wouldn't steal a quarter from anybody, you know? And it's just really
Mike, a couple things real quick because I gotta go. I just wanted to get out there. Three quick things I wanted to mention to you. First is I think that they better bring back next year the Tournament of Champions at the World Series of Poker in honor of Mike Sexton. Because if they don't, that's fucking bullshit, and I'll be fucking pissed.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two,
They just found 50,000 fake ballots in Ohio. So, yeah, Trump is right. They are going to find fucking
they're going to find fake ballots. They're trying to steal the election. The whole thing, I didn't bring that up earlier on the podcast. The whole thing why they're against the Amy Coney Barrett has nothing to do with fucking Roe v. Wade. It's got everything to do with 9 people on the Supreme Court before the election starts, because the Supreme Court in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania overturned a law that's been in place since the start of our country, which says that unless you're in the military, all ballots must be in by 8 p.m. on election night. They're giving them 72 hours for ballots to be in as long as it's postmarked. Yeah, as long as it's postmarked. You want to know
something else, too? It's very scary. Like, I don't know how if people are just dumb. I mean, first of all, I personally think Trump's going to win no matter what. Because,
I do too.
I mean, for example, I live in Pennsylvania, and I see Trump everywhere. Everybody I know, and I know people from all different types of life, all different races, they all like Trump. They all think Harris is a retard, and they think Biden is mentally incompetent.
Well, yeah,
so I'm confident that he's gonna win Pennsylvania. If he does that, it's over.
Well, that's it. If he holds Florida, Arizona, and Pennsylvania, it's over. You know what I mean?
He wins.
That's
it's over.
That's it.
And you know what? And they're scared because.
Well, it's obvious they're scared. Look what they threw out today.
I don't blame Trump for not wanting to do a digital fucking debate.
No.
Then he can have the brain dead Biden cheating with some cocksuckers sitting there telling him what to say.
They've already got him
out of here.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. If the guy's fucking if he's got no COVID anywhere in his body, you show up for. They're not. But listen. Trump fucked up at the last debate, and then Biden, according to them, opened a big lead in the polls, and so they're just going to play it safe.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either.
I don't believe that because you want to know. You want to know something? They just had a poll today that came out. Now the Tagra Flare, or however the fuck you say it, poll is one of the most accurate polls out there because they predicted last election. They now have Trump leading by 2 points in Arizona. He was down this whole time. Now he's leading. He's going to win Arizona. I think he's going to lose Arizona.
Yeah, and in 12...
You think he's going to lose Florida? Are they out of your fucking mind?
12 days ago, he was down 10 points in Florida. Now he's only down 2 because it's always been a suppressive poll. I know.
I will bet the fucking house. He's definitely not going to lose Ohio.
Yeah.
He's definitely not going to lose Florida. He's probably not going to lose Arizona, and he's probably going to win Pennsylvania. And if those 4 things happen and everything else takes place, which should take place, and by the way, the Republicans, they better fucking keep the Senate because if fucking the doomsday scenario, if Biden wins,
if they lose the Senate,
they're going to get fucking Puerto Rico 2 senators, and they're going to get Washington D.C. 2 senators, and you'll never have a Republican majority in the Senate ever again.
You'll never have.
They will pass a reform.
They will pass everything.
Chaos is going to happen.
I agree, man. I agree with you 100%. That's why, as much as a lot of things about Trump I don't like, you know, and people get mad at me when I say it, but I have to vote for him no matter what because the country's at stake. Our freedoms are at stake.
Well, in all fairness, and I'll say this out loud, I'm a Trump disciple. There's nothing he's ever done or said that I don't disagree with. So I'm 100% lead Trump through and through.
Okay, well, I do too, but I don't like when he attacks people. Like he called like what is good for the country by calling fucking that here I'm going to call her a cunt. I wanted to say it. Okay, but you know what is good for the country by calling Kamala Harris a monster and what did he call her yesterday? Yes. Yeah, but she's not a monster. She's evil, you know. Yeah, but you can't. It's nothing good.
I'll tell you what. She put more African Americans in fucking prison than Trump did. Trump passed a law to take them out.
Yeah, no, she ain't African American. She's Indian Jamaican, but they're trying to pass her off. She's a phony. If he'd have called just a complete phony is fine, but you can't call her a monster and whatever else. I know what me and you think. That's fine, but as a president of the United States,
here's my thing.
I'm sorry, I can't back you on that.
The way the media the way the fucking media treats Trump and the things that they do to him,
I
the
agree.
things that Democrats say about him, it's fair game. I don't care what he says.
That's
he can
true.
say whatever he wants. I agree with 100%.
You know what? I should look at it differently. Look what they call. Joe Biden called him a racist, a clown, and told the president of the United States to shut up on national TV.
Joe
That's
Biden,
okay.
the same guy who in 1994 passed a bill to put more black people in prison. He called black people animals or whatever he said.
Yeah.
He said he doesn't trust them. But Trump's the racist. Trump
Yeah. I'm with you.
I don't know one thing. I
agree.
can't think of one thing that Trump has done that has been racist. Period.
No, I can't either. I tell people all the time that call in my show, the people who hate Trump, I want to know what he's ever done that's racist. Forget what the fake news tells you.
The only thing they come back with is, oh, he said there's good people on both sides.
That's
of
a
the
lie. We
he
all know
wasn't
that's a
talking
lie.
about the Ku Klux Klan. He was talking about the normal, regular citizens there who
No
just want to
shit.
keep their statue up and their history.
Of course.
Look at my
These people are
African
fucking
American
idiots.
over
Yeah.
here.
Well, all you have to
Look
do
at
is,
that.
I tell people all
Are
the
you
time.
the greatest?
All you have to do is fucking read the transcripts. Read the transcripts. But they don't want. They get set in their. You know how many people I try and show them? They'll send me something that Trump did or said, and then I text them back the truth and show them the real video, and they don't. They go, I don't want to see it. I know what I saw. I go, you know what the news media is showing you, not the truth. So yeah, I'll
And
agree
you want to know
with you.
something funny? You want to know something funny that they never talk about? Back when Trump, many years ago, 30 years ago, when Trump was just a businessman, regular guy, in his limousine, billionaire, he was driving his limousine.
I
He
know.
saw an African-American homeless man getting beaten up. Trump told the guy to pull over, and Trump himself got out of the freaking limousine and knocked the guy out that was hurting the
How about the
homeless man.
African-American
You're
guy?
telling me that guy doesn't give a shit?
How about the
Get
African-American
the fuck out of
guy?
here. He was a billionaire.
I know.
He didn't have to do a damn thing the rest of his life, and he decided that he had enough of the country going down the fucking toilet.
I agree.
And he ran for president and won. He's going to win again.
I agree, bro. I agree with you, man. Listen, I
Fucking jerk off.
the only reason why I'm not more vocal about it on Twitter is because it's a poker world. There, I don't want to cause division. Listen, in 2016.
You know what, Mike? You should be more vocal. You want to know why?
Yeah.
Because the sad thing is, when it comes to celebrities, most celebrities are very vocal about how Trump is this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
We need a couple of famous people like yourself and others who stand up for Trump, like James Woods, and say, hey, you guys are fucking retards. James Woods is a poker player now, and
Yeah.
he says that Biden is mentally incompetent
Well, he
to
is
become
mentally
president. But they say
listen,
Trump is mentally
I've
incompetent.
got a
Trump is not mentally incompetent. He
No.
has done more
I
in
agree.
his 3.5 years as president that anybody in my 38 years on I'm 38 years old. Anybody
Yeah.
in my years on life, I've never seen one president. I didn't even know what the hell Obama did for 8 years.
He didn't do
The guy was
anything
silent.
except cause division, but he
Yes,
talked well. He talked well, But see, that's the difference. They want to make fun of the greatest videos when Obama talk about taking out Osama bin Laden and Trump talks about taking out the leader of ISIS, and Obama talks politically correct, and Trump's like, we killed him like a dog. I mean, that's fun. To me, it's
I love
funny.
that shit.
No, I think
Trump
it's funny.
has balls.
Oh, yeah. Did you listen to
The
Trump?
other guy was a retard.
Hey, did you hear Trump this morning on Rush Limbaugh? He was on for 2 hours this morning, taking calls and everything.
Oh, it was phenomenal. I listened to it the whole time in my
Yeah,
car.
it was really
I loved
good.
it.
No, it was good. It was good. All right, I got another call, man. Thanks for calling. And
right.
and if I don't hear from you before the election, pray for us. Pray for Trump. Pray for the country, whether you like it or not. Whatever. I try and not be as divisive this year. Most poker players aren't being so bad, so I'm not attacking them back. So, welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike. What's going on?
Hey, Mikey, how you doing?
Good. Who's this?
Danny.
Danny. What's going on, Danny?
Not much. 2020 has been a crazy year, huh?
Wow, it's been a good year for me.
Oh, really?
The last 7 years before that were the worst. Last six, from 2014 to the beginning of 2020, were the 6 worst years of my life. 2020 has been the best year for me. So, it's just goes to show you in life, what's good for some people are bad for others, and what's bad for others are good for others. So, it's been a good year for me. It's been a good learning experience. You get to learn a lot about yourself, and a lot of other people get to learn basically the prison I've been in for 6 years. So what they've been in for 6 months is the prison I've lived in for 6 years. So all those people get to understand, get a little bit of compassion for other people, and which like not just like what I've been through is, what this last 6 months with everybody being pretty much stuck inside. I just can't believe the Democrats have just rode this fucking corona into the election and kept all the schools closed. They say they're the party of science, but all the science says all the schools should be open. You know what I mean? But they don't want to go by that, because as long as they keep the schools closed, parents can't go back to work. They're dependent on the government. So what are they going to do? They're going to vote for fucking them to give them same reason why Nancy won't give a coronavirus relief bill without all the pork in it. She don't care about the American people. But the fake news.
Yeah,
will
tell me
tell
about
you.
it. I've been quarantined since March, and they cut the stimulus. I'm only getting $100 a week.
Yeah.
And that's not really enough because,
No.
I mean, I'm fortunately enough, I live with a girlfriend now, but imagine if I was living in an apartment by myself. What am I going to do with $100 a week?
No, I had to live off of $100 a month for fucking from 2016 through halfway through 2019, and nobody would help me out. I had to do all this because of my injury. So, I understand, and that's why when I had a lot of success since COVID, and it's been a good year financially for me. I'm scared of playing high limit poker again. I don't really need to risk it. I think about when I lived off that $100 a month and was eating McDonald's and Taco Bell every day for $5 a day so I could live, or whatever it was. So it gives you a perspective on life, and and that's why a lot of people listen to my podcast. It's like I say it all the time. Everybody in the poker world, whether you're playing 100, 200 no limit, or $1, $2 no limit, or 50 cent a dollar no limit, that's not the real world. Anytime you're winning or losing $300 a day, that's the real world. Is a family of two with 2 kids that are working for $500 a week each. After taxes, $425 each they're taking home and trying to get mortgage, a car payment, and food on the table for the kids. That's the real world. And people get mad at me in the poker world because none of them live in the real world. And people will call on the show, thanks for sticking up for us blue collar people, because that's why my new book, Poker, Pain, and Politics, How All Three Made Me a Better Person, is because I was able to relate going through the pain I went through and living off of $100 a month for a year and a half, and living off of trying to survive, and learning what these people in middle America and how all their jobs were gutted by fucking NAFTA and China being in the World Trade Organization, and no poker players, they don't know it. I bring this up, they're like, huh? What are you talking about, man? Because they don't look into what actually is going on in the country. Do they just think 63 million people are racist and voted for Trump? No, man. These fucking families were dying from Obama's policies. All those fucking regulations destroyed the businesses, So... I had to learn that myself. I didn't know any of that,
Yeah, I got to register to vote, actually. I got a couple weeks left. I'm in Arizona.
You should go down and register today. I mean, especially in Arizona, that's an important state.
I come from a family where my dad's super far right and my mom's super far left.
Yeah.
So that's the family I come from.
You know what's really weird?
I watched the debate and everything, and I don't know too much about politics. I'm just like an average guy. I don't watch the news. But
yeah.
I watched the debate, and Trump was pretty aggressive. I don't know if that was his game plan.
Well, it was, but he took it too far. And he took it too far. But the fake news likes to give Biden a pass. Like, the guy called the president of the United States. He called him a racist, a clown, and told him to shut up on national TV. I mean, Trump was aggressive, but he never called Biden any names. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So listen, it's very divisive. I just can't wait for it to be over because all the COVID restrictions will be over as soon as the election's over. And if anybody wants to bet me, they could call in and post up. I will bet them that by the 1st of December, so that's what, 2.5 weeks? Well, I shouldn't say that. The COVID, it'll be on. Well, no, once the election's over, it's over. When it goes to the courts, all the courts battle that's going to destroy this country for 2 months. When it passes, I mean, they listen. All you have to do is look at the science. COVID is real, but it's just not real deadly. People say, "How could you say that? 200,000 people have died." No. And if you didn't have any underlying conditions, only 9,800 people have died. Okay, in 6.5 months. Okay, and they don't look at how many people have died from cancer, obesity, from diabetes, just so many. They don't ever bring that up. Like 190,000 people a month die in the United States. You know, were they bringing up what they die from? It's just the fake news is pushing this narrative to scare people. And listen, if I didn't have underlying conditions, I'd be out every day. If I was under, even at my age, at 52, if I had no underlying conditions, I would go out. I'd go out without a mask and wouldn't give a fuck because I know that you're safe from COVID. You know, if COVID, listen, they attacked Trump for when he got out of from having COVID, and he's like, "Don't let it control you. Don't let it control your life." It's an upbeat message. It's like, don't live in fear. You can't live in fear. But the Democrats are pushing to keep you in fear till the end of the election because that's what and I can't believe I can't believe they're going to do it for 7 months and get away with it. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
you know?
I've only left the house twice because the media and my mom also. Like, I feel super bad if I got it. Like, she's just terrified of it.
Well, yeah, because because if you turn on the fake news media. Just go look at the stats. If you're under 50 years old without underlying conditions, you got a better chance of hitting the Powerball than dying from COVID. That's a fact. Go look. But people watch.
Gain weight. I mean, I haven't gone to the gym, and I've been playing poker professionally since '04, but I used to play a lot of live in Arizona, and I don't want to go, because of COVID, obviously. So I went broke a couple of years back trying to make it back. I was playing online a lot from '04 to a couple of years ago, but that's a situation. As far as politics, I don't go on Twitter, but I don't agree with the bad mouthing that's going on with our president. I think it's just super disrespectful.
It's totally disrespectful.
While he's in office, to call him those names on Twitter.
No, I say it every day.
He's a human being. I don't agree with it.
I don't either. But for them it's okay as long as it's not. Well, it's just what it is, man. It'll be over in 27 days. All the fucking. I mean, it's really going to get bad if Trump wins. I'll tell you that much because.
For a couple weeks, there'll be riots for a couple weeks.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. Listen, treat people the way you want to be treated. If you're a healthy person, don't be afraid of COVID. I mean, I know like 6 people who have had it. And I mean, Sean Deeb survived COVID. The guy's 150 pounds overweight in a foreign country with no medical attention. I said, man, if anyone's going to die from COVID, it's going to be him, I mean, if this guy, how would you fear worried about getting COVID and dying if Sean Deeb got COVID? I mean, this guy eats as shitty as you could eat. He's as overweight as you could be. I mean, I love the guy as a person. I mean, I think we're pretty good friends. I mean, we've had our differences and stuff, but I mean, look, this guy survived COVID. I think everybody else is going to be okay, So.
Yeah. Last thing, I'm on chapter 4 of your book. I just bought it on Amazon. It's pretty good.
Oh, cool, man. You'll have it. You'll finish it.
Yeah, I was on
Poker
days. Go on the documentaries. I don't see yours up there, and I don't get it. You have a great story.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm
like a little documentary.
I'm actually in the middle right now of working on a documentary with somebody. I on my life that's going to be on Hulu, and it's going to be a documentary. It's going to be on one of those streaming services. So we're working on it now. We just started working on it. So probably the first of the year, I think, will probably be out. So,
awesome. Yeah, and Mike Sexton said it the best on your podcast. You're probably top 5 best Omaha 08 players, top 10 no limit hold'em. And I don't get why you're not in the Hall of Fame. It just baffles my mind.
I'm not in the Hall of Fame because
with your
of my
passions. You have a whole resume for it.
Because of my politics, bro. But but I'll be in, and
yeah.
But even when I get in, I don't know if I can ever forgive them for not putting me in when my father was sick. For the last 2 years, when I told them, I wanted to get in, but before my father passed away, and I'll always hold that against the World Series, But I don't really hold grudges. I'll, maybe we'll see what happens. But like right now, I'm not gonna lie, it bothers me a lot, But it is what it is, man. You just try and make the best of things.
05, 06. I mean, what a year you had. I mean, you probably touched this on your book. I'm not there yet, but I was 20 at the time. Me and my brother, we sweated you so hard on the main event. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And that was just up and down emotional swing.
Well, I appreciate it, man. And I appreciate you being a fan. I appreciate you. I just appreciate you. Thank you. And God bless you. And, I appreciate it a lot. It means a lot to me. So.
All right, Mike.
All right, man. Thanks for calling. And I'll talk to you soon.
All right. No problem.
You got it.
Take it easy. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. All right. Well, that's okay. We had a good show. So, anyways, if you haven't joined my home game yet, email mouthpoker@yahoo.com, mouthpoker@yahoo.com, and put in the email the Mouthpiece. Receive an extra $100 for $200 deposit. And let's see, baseball playoffs, Game 5 tonight. Yankees at Rays. Garrett Cole versus Glasnow. The Rays bullpen's rested. The Yankees got a monster lineup. I'm going to go out on my limb here and pick the Rays to win it. I'm kind of pulling for the Yankees because I think they're whoever wins this is going to beat the Astros because the Astros got no pitching, and my Dodgers are going to the World Series, and I'm more scared of the Rays and their top 3 pitchers than I am of the Yankees and all their hitters. Charlie Morton, Glasnow, and their other star pitcher is that big 3 can match up with the Dodgers. So Game 5 tonight should be fun to watch. Game 5 of the NBA Finals. We'll see. All right. That's it, brother. We'll another episode of the Mouthpiece in the books. Next week we're gonna try schedule. I have a couple of political people that want to come on the Mouthpiece. Some on the left, some on the right, leading into the election, and then we'll talk about the crazy head-up challenges in poker. And I'll see you all next week on the Mouthpiece.